about a hand one time for Dennis Tardan?
And that's how it began. It is wonderful to be here tonight as part of the funniest person in Austin's geriatric outreach. They said they would grandfather me in. Comedians. But it was recommended to me that I make my material demographically appropriate. So I'm going to talk about adolescence in general, and my adolescence in particular, when I believed with all my heart that I had invented masturbation. How can this be, you ask? Were you raised in a monastery? No, in the 50s. My parents, for whatever reason, decided that they didn't need to tell me what was going to be happening to my body. I had to find out for myself. Now, this was a much different time, so for you young'uns, I want to give you a little bit of perspective. Okay? First, there was no internet, obviously. There was no Victoria's Secret on the television. Hell, Playboy was only 5 years old when I was 12. 5 years old. And it hadn't made it down to South Texas where I could get my grubby little paws on it. I had to learn because I'm 67 today. I was 12 in 1960. And at that time, in Christmas, the catalogs were this big. J.C. Penney's, Sears Roebuck. Yeah, Sears had 2 names at that time. And the back would have all these children's toys. And we'd wait for it every single year, because that was where we got our Christmas wish list. But on that particular year, the catalog opened up to the front, and there, standing in front of God and everybody, was women and girls in their underwear. I was titillated. And oh, by the way, that word does not mean what I thought it meant. This was going to bear more examination. I needed some privacy. There was no lock on my bedroom door, so I had to go to the bathroom. So I snuck and lugged, not 2 words you normally hear together, but I snuck and lugged this huge catalog into the bathroom, where I pored over my research. Now, this thing is cumbersome. It would often drop to the floor. Boom! I would hear, "Dennis, are you okay? Going to the bathroom." My parents thought, seriously, I had gastric distress and kept me on a steady dose of milk of magnesia. But I persisted. And when fascination plus friction led to inevitability, I discovered masturbation. It was wonderful and messy, but I didn't know that there was a word for it, and it was a while before I did. And when eventually I learned it, I thought master was a superlative. You know, like you began as an apprentice baiter. And worked your way up to journeyman. And then after many, many hours of polishing your skills, you were given the coveted honorific of master. And there were many, many tales of what would happen if we indulged in this too often. There was, of course, you're going to go crazy, or you're going to grow hair on your palm, or mental retardation. And I'm so glad that wasn't true, because if it was, I would have the IQ of an eggplant. There's more to this story, but I'll have to save it for another time. Thank you so much, Austin.